We just got our first look at the brand new Black Ops 7 Zombies HUD theme coming at launch, as well as a deeper dive into some of the HUD options that we can remove for zombies, as well as first looks at prestige rewards, as well as new additions to the classic prestige system. We've got a lot to talk about, but it's not without its fair share of controversy. So as we get into it, please let me know your honest opinions down below in the comments, as I'm sure Treyarch and Activision are going to be reading these comments to base feedback. And I'll also be giving you my honest thoughts and feedback about what they've presented today. So let's just dive straight into it, because of course the big topic with Black Ops 7 Zombies this year, as it feels like with every year in modern zombies, is the HUD. We saw the multiplayer HUD reveal, we saw glimpses of zombies, then we got the full reveal gameplay for Zombies at COD Next, and it was instantly clear to Treyarch from the feedback that the HUD just wasn't really doing it for people, with myself included in that. So in the latest dev talk, they've gone ahead and shown some of the menu options that we'll be able to use to change and adjust the HUD, and within the customization option within Zombies, there will now be a completely separate option next to loading screen and my bundles, which is called Zombies HUD presets. What this will do is allow you to select your HUD layout, edit HUD colors, and modify the minimap. Three important things straight off the bat. The first being to select your HUD layout. So there will be multiple layouts that you'll be able to choose from, edit the color of the HUD, and modify that minimap. Once you go into the menu, there'll be two options, either for HUD themes or HUD layouts. Now, themes are the big topic here, because a few weeks ago, Treyarch mentioned that there would be a Zombies default HUD theme that will be coming at the launch of the game. We finally get to see that HUD. Now it's finished and ready to be revealed, and this is called Aetherium, which is a zombies themed HUD. Now when you hear the words zombies themed HUD, you do think that the entire HUD would have elements repositioned, elements completely removed for it to obviously feel more like zombies, and that was how Treyarch positioned it, where it was a theme specifically made for zombies. And in fairness, they did actually reveal it. So this is the first look at the HUD theme, and I want to know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. They say that they've had a lot of fun with this one, crafted for the zombies game they're making, allowing for a light theme behind your ammo widget, behind the squad widget, behind the minimap, and the compass. But I think instantly we can all universally agree that there is just nothing overly special about this. And I feel really bad saying that, because as it's portrayed within the dev talk, it sounded like there was a fair bit of work that went into it, but they said they had some fun with it, and it's been crafted for the zombies game that they're making. What I will say is that I can't fault Treyarch for at least saying from the get-go that this was a Zombies HUD theme, but I think that's been taken completely out of context to where our expectations were set so high that we expected a Zombies HUD theme to actually sound like what it is, where the entire theme and layout and positioning of the HUD was altered and changed for zombies, because ultimately that is the feedback that everyone has given Treyarch since the zombies gameplay reveal, where there's just elements of the HUD that people just do not like. Elements like that big gun overlay in the bottom right, or the fact that we have a massive health bar. It's just additional clutter on that HUD that people would like to have removed. And whilst I can say that Treyarch have been quite clear with them saying that this was simply a HUD theme that you could choose, rather than it being one that was exclusively designed to completely alter the way that the zombies HUD looks, I can't sit here and say that I am not a little bit disappointed by this. I'm not for one moment saying I'm not grateful that Treyarch has gone the extra mile to actually give us a zombies themed HUD theme for the game on launch that does somewhat change up that default HUD that we saw revealed at COD Next and will be the default HUD in the game. The fact we have the option there, I am very happy by that, and I will more likely than not run this HUD theme over the default, because it does look better. Things are repositioned in much better places when it comes to the round counter and the perks, which is definitely a positive based on that classic HUD preset that we had in BO6, where the perks are still a little bit further towards the middle of the screen. I think ultimately the gripe people have with this is that the HUD just doesn't look different in comparison to multiplayer and co-op campaign, and what people are asking for is just a unique zombies designed HUD. But there is some light at the end of the tunnel, because it did showcase some actual customization options that can get us to the Zombies HUD that we are all yearning for. Treyarch are bringing back the HUD interface layouts that they had, the presets from Black Ops 7, and they have revamped the system to play nice with the custom HUD settings. So it really isn't all doom and gloom. They actually showcase the menu here for the Zombie HUD presets when it comes to HUD visibility, where we can turn everything off or keep everything on, but then we get to see some more customization here, where we see player and streak toast being able to be turned off, loadout information turned off, medals notifications turned off, which is brilliant, score feed, elimination feed. But here's the really good one. Later down as they scroll through, we see some options that can be turned off, like mission tracker, which is where we have those obnoxious objective markers that will appear in the distance on things, as well as appear as a box underneath that minimap. If the mission tracker turns off the box as well, then that means that we can finally have no more mission tracker hand holding in subsequent runs of Zombies, which is what people have been asking for. So this is great. Another thing is the gobblegums can also be completely turned off from the HUD so you don't see them, which is brilliant. The squad widget can also be turned off. Now, at least from my understanding, that is a little bit vague, but I hope that means the portraits of the other players in the game so it doesn't show their health at all times. But then just below that, you can also turn off round numbers entirely, as well as turn off the perk icons. So with the gripes most people have with that current Black Ops 7 Zombies HUD is the minimap and it is the compass, and it's confirmed here that we'll be able to turn both of those things off. Once you remove those elements and then have this new Aetherium HUD theme, we're already getting to a better place here. So whilst that Zombies theme that they've revealed is far from perfect and a far cry from what we expected, at least the fact that we have so many options now to turn off with the gameplay HUD is a definite big W. Now, there were a few other very interesting things that Treyarch brought up that I wanted to showcase in this video, which of course goes over the prestige rewards, because we're going to be getting a big wide reveal of that at some point before launch, like we got with Black Ops 6, but we got to see a preview of the Prestige 1 rewards, and it is a operator skin and blueprint that you'll get in Prestige 1. Now, I can't lie, this operator skin looks absolutely fantastic. It's giving me those Black Ops 2 vibes. You can clearly tell that they've taken on the feedback following the carry forward change and taking the sort of design philosophy of the skins a lot more seriously. This definitely looks a lot more military and right up the street of what most people will be interested in. And then for that blueprint, it seems to be a blueprint for an assault rifle where we've got some Japanese text on it, as well as the guild stamped around it as well. And Treyarch say that they are very excited by all of the rewards that are going to be through Prestige and things that we are really going to love. But another thing they announced for Classic Prestige is the ability to customize your title and your level color. So the title is what says Prestige Master typically when you are Prestige Master, but once you hit that, you'll now be able to complete specific challenges to unlock custom titles, and they give some examples here, such as Prestige Master level 1000, and then hitting 1000 headshots will give you that Headhunter custom title. There are loads for every single Prestige level 100 rank, and there'll also be different colors you can equip to your level that will show up in lobbies and in-game. And whilst it doesn't seem like much on the surface, I still think that is pretty dang cool. But overall, it seems that Treyarch has heard most of the feedback when it comes to the HUD, and at least they've gone to absolute town on what you can change within the HUD presets. But what worries me here is that we are seeing this zombies themed HUD theme, but we haven't seen or heard any mention of the leaked HUD themes that we got from the beta. I'm sure we're probably not supposed to know about them, but some of them are incredibly exciting, and I really hope that some of those will end up being prestige rewards. I just have a feeling that some of them will, and I'm really hoping that that leaked Shadows of Evil theme is included in prestige rewards and it isn't a microtransaction like leakers have been saying. But again, if we look at a mock-up of that HUD for the Shadows of Evil one, you can see that it still doesn't change or remove some of the elements of the BO7 HUD in general that people have gripes with, and I think that is the real issue that people have with the HUD, and something that I think Treyarch need to get a better understanding of. I can't fault them for actually trying here. They did listen. They have improved that HUD. However, I still think there are more things that can be done to that HUD, but I worry now that we're so close to the launch of the game that it might be a little bit too late. But I think the feedback is still great for them to have regardless. So let me know your thoughts about this all in the comment section down below. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss out on any updates on Black Ops 7. If you want to watch some brand new exclusive Dead Ops Arcade 4 Zombies gameplay, then click this video that's on your screen right now to go ahead and watch my first ever live playthrough.